What's up, guys? This is the second episode of the Nolo Huddle Podcast, and Jacob is here. Hayden's here. I'm here.
Okay.
We're living life today. We're gonna have some fun with this episode, and we're gonna recap college football in week one. Hayden, what was your highlight? What was your best game that you watched this week, aside from Oklahoma?
I got the OU. You can't see it. I got the OU shirt on. So that was obviously a great game. I have to say, even though it wasn't that close, Bama MTSU, I was at the game. That had to be the highlight. That was the best game.
Yeah,
Just the
that was in
atmosphere.
that was cool. I bet that was cool being.
My brother was also at the game. He was on the other corner of you, but yeah. The Colorado and TCU game came down to the wire. Colorado.
That was such a cool game. I have the three TV setup. You guys know, not Hayden because Hayden hasn't been over here, which he needs to come over here sometime. But I had the three TV setup where I had Colorado TCU, I had Kentucky Ball State, and then I had sadly the Tennessee Virginia game on the other side. But that TCU Colorado game was insane. I didn't think Colorado had a chance, even though I honestly wanted Colorado to win, so I predicted them to win. But actually thought there was like absolutely no chance that they would actually pull it off. But props to Coach Deion Sanders and Shadur Sanders, and can't remember 12's name, but he's spectacular too. It was just an
Travis
all
Hunter
around great game. Travis Hunter, yeah. It was just an all
and
around
Coach
great game.
Prime, not Coach Dion. There wasn't. It was Coach Prime. I believed in Colorado the whole time. I thought they had it.
That's
I
'cause you
mean,
don't like
I thought they had.
TCU.
No, I like TCU. But I thought Colorado had it because I like Coach Prime because Cowboys famous player. So I also just like him and his personality. I
Yeah.
thought he got it done.
North Carolina kind of dominated South Carolina in the Duke
Yeah, that
Classic.
was one of my top games of the week was North Carolina, South Carolina, and it just ended up being a real boring game because I was gonna stay up, I was gonna watch the whole thing, and then it was like, no, it was so boring. I'm gonna go to sleep instead. So
Yeah.
wasn't
I
a
kind of
great
felt like
game.
that with Utah, Florida. I watched the first 3 quarters of that game. It was a good game, but you could tell it was gonna be a blowout at the end
Yeah,
until Florida came back and scored late.
Drake May threw for 269 yards and 2 touchdowns,
Pretty
2
nice.
picks. Not great, but could have been a lot worse. But for his standards, it
Yeah.
wasn't that great.
Yeah, Shadur Sanders at the 501 yards or 510, one of those.
I could see him winning the Heisman now.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a slight overreaction because TCU's defense is garbage. I mean, like last year and in the Michigan TCU game, wasn't it like 52-48 at the end?
51-45, Jacob.
I was close. I didn't watch the whole thing, but
No, I know what the score was. Don't worry.
Michigan fan, of course, knows every single score from every single game that
Yeah.
Michigan plays.
Michigan beat East Carolina 30-3. And the only reason it wasn't more, there's actually a couple reasons. We had our backups in the whole second half, and Jim Harbaugh wasn't coaching because we self-imposed a ban for him for some reason. But
yeah, okay. Well, you can't use second half starters like your backup. I mean, OU had their backups and we won 73-0. Okay, we had our third strings in at the end of the game. Taylor got to play. Taylor won. We had our third strings in and we still won 73-0. Okay.
dude, I was hoping Chance Fitzgerald was gonna play so bad. Virginia Tech played like 9 wide receivers. All nine receivers got catches, but Chance didn't. And I'm sad.
I think
That's
he's
because he's not on the
redshirt.
depth chart. He's
What?
redshirted.
I think he's redshirting this year.
No, he's
Yeah.
playing. He's on the team.
No, he's on the depth chart. I checked.
No, he was.
Okay, whatever. We'll settle
LSU
this
Florida
later.
State.
I watched that. It was
LSU didn't play.
yeah, they just didn't show up really.
It kind of got dominated. It wasn't like the score was a lot closer than I felt the game was going. Like it felt like that Florida State had control over most of that game. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched a little bit of it, but from what I watched, I saw Florida State was just kind of dominating. It was
Yeah,
confusing because I picked LSU.
the whole game was
Yeah.
kind of summed up in one play that I saw, where the quarterback for LSU, who was trying to do too much that game, he tried to hurdle over like 4 people, and a Florida State linebacker literally picked him up in midair and slammed him against the ground. That's kind of how the game went. Florida State picking LSU up and just slamming him to the ground.
Speaking
Although
of hard, sorry,
Florida State's quarterback was he was good in the second half, but first half he made some bad decisions. Should have had more picks than he already had. But
Honest, I didn't watch much college football this weekend because I was working from 11 to 4 on Saturday, and then I had a fantasy draft
boring.
on Sunday night. And then I did watch the Clemson Duke game. Speaking of Clemson, upset by Duke.
yeah,
Moving
it
on
was not
to
even
number
close.
25 in the rankings. They
It
didn't.
wasn't funny. It was like Will Shipley's great, and I think he should go in the first round. But I wanted him to leave Clemson last year, go somewhere else.
Cade Klubnik did not play good at all.
Yeah.
Duke's defense shut him down the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
And there weren't much movers on the AP board, except for Florida State. Florida State, and then Tennessee moved up. Utah moved up, I think. Yeah, they moved up. LSU moved down a lot, moved down 9 spots. OU moved up, and then the biggest one probably was Colorado, broke the top 25, got to 24. But other than that, there's not a ton of changes.
Clemson moving down 16 to number 25 is a big change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the biggest faller, and then biggest riser was Colorado.
Didn't Duke end up cracking the top 25 after this week? Are they 20?
Duke's number 21 now.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's a big riser too.
I would not take them over Colorado, but
I mean,
that'd be a good matchup.
that would be a really good matchup, though.
A really good defense.
National championship game right there. Duke and Colorado.
No one would have predicted that.
There, Sanders and Riley Leonard, Heisman frontrunners.
I still don't think Caleb Williams is easily going to run away with the Heisman, even though Shadur Sanders had that crazy game though.
No, Caleb Williams still dominated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like USC at all, but they're good. Their defense is not good at all whatsoever, but their offense is pretty good. Actually, not pretty. They're amazing.
They've always had like star defenders or star offensive players, but not many defensive players.
Yeah, that's kind of was at OU whenever Riley was there till he left and took all of our players with him and recruited for them and all that. But oh well.
Week 2 coming up in a couple days. First game, Murray State at Louisville on Thursday.
That's where my mom and dad went to college, and I don't like Louisville, so I'm picking Murray State.
Big games this week. Notre Dame at NC State could be an upset game, maybe.
Maybe I don't know. Notre Dame.
I would still take Notre Dame.
Well, that's what we said.
Notre Dame beat Navy, but Navy's not that great of a football school. I feel like
I did say, okay, flashback. Well, we didn't actually record this episode, but I said Duke could upset Clemson because it's in Duke.
Yeah, you did say that.
I did say
until our technical difficulties messed it all up.
If you have that footage, you can cut to it, but I don't think you have it. So, I think all three of us picked Colorado to beat TCU. So we were.
Yeah, we did. We were all right.
But again, no one can fact check us for that.
I believed in Coach Prime from the start.
Ole Miss plays at Tulane, top 25 matchup. That should be a good game.
I think Ole Miss will win, but
I think Ole Miss will win that one.
Yeah, I think Ole Miss definitely has that one, but I love Tulane.
They're more experienced with Jackson Dart as their quarterback, right?
I
Mhm.
think so.
Yeah. I think Tulane has a good quarterback though, but Tulane just lost a bunch of players
Yeah.
last year.
Because they were so crazy, surprisingly good last year that a lot of their players either went to the draft or declared and went to better colleges.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
Quinshawn Judkins. What a name, by the way. He's one of the
Yeah.
best running backs in the nation.
Ball
Texas
State,
Southern
Georgia,
at
just the number
Toledo.
one
What a
seed.
game.
Yeah, that'll be a
Georgia and Ball
top 25.
State, not going to be close, but Georgia's number one, so I thought I'd throw that one out there.
If Kentucky can beat Ball State 44-14, it's going to be like 500-7 at the end of the
Okay,
game.
Hayden.
Yeah.
I know you're not gonna like this, but SMU at Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
It could.
It could be a little closer
Could be
than
a
you would
close
think.
game. It's gonna be a closer game than you think, Hayden.
It's going to
Yeah,
be
I
like
know, but
21-35.
SMU is always a good team, good group of
Yeah.
5 team.
Utah Baylor, I feel like even though Baylor lost, I don't know. I feel like Utah's going to get that one, but I've heard that one could be one to look out for.
And then the big game of the week, college game day, is there. Texas at Bama.
Future SEC rivalry.
Oh yeah,
being at the Bama game, I didn't watch Texas, but being at the Bama game, they started off a little bit slow, but then they had like 3 deep throws in a row. Their running game looked great. Their quarterback looked great for the half he played. I think Bama's got this one. I'm also an OU fan, so a little bit of bias, but I think no bias. It'll be close with Alabama winning.
Last year, Texas Alabama was a really, really good game, but Texas lost Bijan, and Bijan it was going off in that game. So I think Alabama wins, but where is it? Is it in Texas or Alabama?
it's at Alabama.
Okay, then Alabama definitely got it then. Sorry, I didn't know where it was.
No, it was in Texas last year.
USC Stanford is not going to be that close of a game, but
I don't really know why you brought it up. Oregon at Texas Tech could be a decent game, maybe.
Yeah, Oregon slapped around Portland State, which has not that good of a team, but
Their
they
mascot
looked
had to
crazy good
do
offensively.
526 push-ups.
526. I watched that. Oh man.
Dude, I feel bad for Puddles.
I
Is
feel
what they call him.
I feel sorry for that guy, whoever's in that mascot suit. Yeah, he's either gonna get ripped at the end of the season or I don't
Yeah, I
know.
feel like Texas Tech's always under the radar every year. They're always hovering around the top 25. They always surprise people and upset teams.
Yeah.
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 I think Oregon's got it, but I think it could be a really close one. Any other college football news or predictions? Iowa State is always like a
10
bigger
to
game
7.
than it looks like.
It's going to be 10
Iowa
to 7.
State. It's gonna the over under. Let me check what the over under is real quick.
I'm just saying, like it's never a very good game, but it's always a closer one than people think. I feel like there's always a team that is expected to win by a lot.
The over under is 36.5.
I feel like
For
that's
who?
high.
That is
Iowa?
for Iowa State. That is low for a football game in general.
Yeah, but I feel like that's high.
That's high for
this
Iowa.
I think it's definitely going to be under that 36 or whatever.
I feel like Iowa has that game.
Mm-hmm. Yet again, 10 to 7 Iowa. That's my prediction.
It's definitely not going to be 36, but I think Iowa's got it.
I got 12-7 with a safety in there.
A safety.
I mean, I could see it.
Have you watched Iowa?
That's a bold call, but
they're gonna score one defensive touchdown at least, or a defensive score.
Yeah, probably.
However you cut it, it's gonna happen. But
I predict like 2 or 3 field goals by both teams, like total, at least 3.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for all the big games for college. If we missed anything, let us know. If you got any video ideas, also let us know. Because we're always
Tell
open.
us your predictions.
Tell us
we'll love your predictions
below. We'll look at your predictions and come back to them after. But yeah, we'll see you later.
We'll throw out names.
Oh yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.